You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 116 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host, Daniel Guaran, alongside me, as always, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
Bring me 30, bro. Bring me number 30. We talked about it on the last pod that I was on because I know you did one without me. Unfortunately, I couldn't join because I was in the hospital. My wife was giving birth to our brand new baby boy. But Danny, bring me hell yeah. Bring me number 30, man. I already put the jersey in his crib.
Yeah, man. We haven't been here for a while. Like I said, Solana was busy doing his daddy duties, so we haven't been here. So a lot of the Steph Curry news kind of has come and kind of just stayed in the air over the last couple of days, but we haven't had a chance to really talk about it. A lot of Zach Lavine stuff also recently. So I guess we could just come on here and talk about those two things because, I mean, Steph Curry, obviously the biggest one. But honestly, I'm surprised why people are getting so hyped about it because if it happens, it's not happening until next summer. Like, there's no chance that he ends up on this team right now. Like, maybe before the trade deadline, if the Warriors are completely out of it and they don't want to lose Steph Curry for nothing. But even then, I'm not sure how that works because money wise, we have nothing that we can give up that could comp to his salary. So everybody's excited about it. I don't see it. I mean, people saying Clay comes here, Splash Brothers reunion. He's really good friends with Giannis, supposedly, is what I've been reading. I mean, that would be great. But yeah, I don't see that happening right now, at least.
Look, man, everything that I've read has said basically that the relationship is somewhat soured between Steph and the front office, and the front office is trying to plan for post Steph era. I don't think that he's eligible for a buyout. I mean, obviously they could, but I don't think that he would take a buyout.
But he's eligible for an extension, and he has to decide within the next couple of weeks. And if he doesn't extend, he's a free agent next summer.
Correct. I understand that, but they might want to trade him towards the end of the season or before the trade deadline. And look, I don't know what assets the Heat have to offer, but I'm offering anybody and anything not named
Would
Giannis.
you trade Bam?
No, not named Giannis and Bam to get Steph Curry here.
I think money-wise, I don't think it works any other way.
I mean, if you add up
how much,
you don't think we can get $50 million out of that?
how much does Steph make in a year? Steph Curry,
I mean, probably 50, but Jokic,
62.
That's a lot of money, bro. Since when did these guys make more money, man?
Yeah, man. I was watching Alonzo Mourning talk the other day about how he ended up signing with the New Jersey Nets because he couldn't turn down 2 years, 22 mil or something like that. That was big money back then. That was 20 years ago. 2 years, 22 mil. Now people out here making 62 million in 1 year. It's crazy. Steph Curry, I don't think if it happens, which I really do hope it does, that would be amazing if you could team him up. You know how many times I've gone back to watch the highlight of him in the All-Star game when he bounces the ball and Giannis catches it and dunks it. Those two together would be really fun. Watching Steph Curry shoot in person 41 times a year would be fun also. But I think it's silly to talk about it right now because I don't think there's any chance that it happens anytime soon.
Look, man, if you add up Wiggins, who makes 30 mil, you take Jovic, who makes 16 mil, that's 46. You add Davion Mitchell, who makes 12 million, that's 58.
You're good. Yeah,
you're right there,
good.
Baby. You're right there.
You're good.
Three
guys.
At
that point, I'm sure we can figure it out.
Look, you want to throw in a Myron Gardner. You want to even throw in a Ryan Conwell because he's under contract for the next few years as like a sweetener, maybe a pick. Dude, I'm doing it, Danny. I am doing that. Getting number 30 on this team would be unreal. I mean, I would fix most of the problems, right? I know he's a little bit older, but
dude, his game is timeless, man. I don't know. It's like he's not a John Moran or Russell Westbrook that relies on their athleticism. His is just handles and shooting, and he can shoot it from the opposite free throw line. I'm waiting for that to start happening, where he just takes the ball and then just takes 2 dribbles and from the opposing free throw line just starts chucking it up. Like, I would love to have him play. Could you imagine? I know this is silly and maybe almost nonsensical to bring up, but I do like to play video games. I do like to play NBA 2K. Could you imagine the all-time team where you could just add up Steph, Dwayne, LeBron, Giannis, and Shaq?
I mean, it's like an all-star team.
All-star team. That's a Monstars team. But yeah, but I think it's silly to get hyped up about it because I don't think anything like that's gonna happen soon. But I would absolutely love it. I do hope that Clay is coming. The more I hear about it, the more I think that it's more possible that Clay is gonna be here. And I think that Clay coming here is going to change a lot of people's perspective on this team. All of a sudden, we go somehow, right? Just one player. All of a sudden, we go from no shooting to, oh, this team's a contender. Watch, that's gonna happen as soon as we get Clay. Oh, that's it. Yeah, they got shooting. It's one player. We already have shooting. We have like 3 or 4 players that shoot over 40%. People are just silly in the way that they look at the game.
Did you hear about those reports of some folks talking about how the Heat aren't going to be a great defensive team next year, and how Bam
I haven't heard.
And that Bam and Giannis.
I've heard that we are going to be.
Yeah, I read a report the other day, and I kill myself for not remembering who said it, but yeah, they came out to say that essentially the Heat aren't going to be a good defensive team, and Bam and Giannis wouldn't be a great defensive front court. I think that is wild to say.
I have a hot take.
Go for it.
And I was gonna wait until October to say it, but I'll say it now.
All right, let's hear it.
Bam finally wins Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, that is a hot take. I just don't think that the NBA voters like him enough to give him the award.
But I think that's why. Because look, everybody said that he is one of the best defenders in the league. We've been yelling about him being Defensive Player of the Year for the last half decade, and they never give it to him. If you have the best defensive team in the league, which I think is a possibility that we could be, all of a sudden they look at, you know what? Bam had a great defensive year, leading rebounder on the team, getting as many block shots as he does or whatever. Like, I think that they finally give it to him. I do. Over Giannis, over everybody. I think that if we end up with the number 1 defense in the league, I think because of the history of Bam wanting to get the award, coming out and saying that he deserves it, because he said it, Eric Spoelstra said it, it's been a conversation. I think if they end up with the best defense in the league, I think Bam finally gets it.
That is a hot take, man. Look, unfortunately, I think my hot take is going to be it's going to go to Wemby. I think Wemby is going to be the Defensive Player of the Year from now for the next 10 years, just because of how freakish he is and how many blocks he gets, and because he's the new face of the NBA. And they're going to try to, fill him up with awards. And so I think it's going to end up being Wemby. But look, not that I don't agree with you that Bam deserves it, because I think he 100% deserves it. And he's shown year over year that he is the anchor of the defense of the Miami Heat, and that he does deserve to hoist the Defensive Player of the Year trophy over his head. But maybe you're right, man. Maybe this will put him over the top, give him the help that he needs to become a little bit more solidified as a better defender in the league, and maybe he does get it. But I just don't see a world where Wemby doesn't get it.
I'm probably being very biased here, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I feel like there's 3 awards coming, individual awards coming for this team. And I was gonna wait till October, but I'll put it out here. Because this wasn't supposed to be. This wasn't what this episode was supposed to be. But I'll put it out here, and then we'll move on. I think we get MVP, Giannis. We win 60 games. Defensive Player of the Year, Bam, locking everybody down. He finally gets his award. And Most Improved Player in the league, Davion Mitchell.
Why don't we add 6th Man of the Year, Klay Thompson?
Nah, it would be Tim Hardaway Jr. I think Klay starts over Tim.
You think?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Hey, I'll take.
I mean, he was a finalist. He was a finalist last year. I don't want to get too greedy. I gave us 3 awards. Very homerish of me, very biased of me, but you know what? I'm feeling it right now. All right, so DeMar, still conversations, but it's getting louder and louder, the whole Zach Lavine conversation. If you could pick between DeMar and Zach Lavine, who would you pick? I would go Zach Lavine.
I think I would go Zach Lavine too, but only because he's younger than DeMar. I believe he's got a better outside shooting.
A million times better.
DeMar, and I think that he would be a player who can play multiple positions, where I'm not saying DeMar can. I think DeMar can play the 2, 3, maybe even the 4. for short stretches of the game. But I think Lavine can definitely play the 1, 2, 3, 4 in any lineup, and he maybe fits the more positionless basketball style that Eric Spoelstra likes to play. So if you're, put a gun to my head and you're telling me, hey, pick one of those two, obviously I'm choosing Lavine. But Danny, there's one big thing that we're not talking about here, and it's the Heat have to wait for Lavine to get bought out, and he hasn't gotten bought out yet. Yes, there are rumors. DeMar DeRozan is currently a free agent, and if you wait for Zach Lavine to possibly become a free agent by getting bought out, do you lose out on DeMar? And if you do, and then he doesn't get bought out, then what do you do? So that's kind of where I'm at today. If they were both free, free agents, then obviously I'm going for Lavine. But because of the situation you're in, what do you do? And I don't know. I'm going to ask you, what would you do, man?
So for sure, we both want Klay, and we both think that we're going to get Klay.
Yes.
Okay, so that last spot, and we're not gonna end up with a big man, which I think is gonna be horrible for Jovic, because I think Jovic is gonna end up playing that backup 5 role, and I think it's gonna be another horrible year for him because that's not his position. But between Zach Lavine and DeMar DeRozan, if I had to wait and gamble on waiting for Lavine, I think I would go with DeMar DeRozan. I think I'd go with the sure thing, because if you get caught with your pants down, and you don't get either one, you no longer have a closer. Because you're looking at one of those two to be your late game closer. DeMar DeRozan is going to have the ball in his hand when the shot clock is coming down, and it's a tied game with 30 seconds left. It's going to be DeMar. It's going to be Zach Lavine, because that's not Giannis's game. Giannis is going to carry you from minute 0 to minute 46, but those last 2 minutes, you can't put the ball in Giannis's hands. So, yeah, I'd go DeMar. I wouldn't gamble waiting on Zach Lavine. I just wish that they could tamper and figure out how, figure out if it's a possibility or if they should wait. But if there's no intel on if they should wait or not, I wouldn't take the gamble. I'd go with the sure thing. I'd get DeMar, because I would hate to miss out on both.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at, right? I'm at a crossroads because, look, I think DeMar would be fantastic, like you said, as a closer in this game, as somebody who could come off the bench, lead that second unit, and kind of get a bucket when you need it. And he's a guy that he can get to the free throw line as well, and he's a very good free throw shooter. So, look, either way, Danny, depending on, or it doesn't matter to me who we get. I think I'll be happy with either one. And I think Spo will do whatever he has to do to, to get either one involved in the offense and make sure that, that they have their touches and that they're not unhappy with their role in the system. So at this point, it's kind of a wait and see game with all three, right? With Steph, with Zach Lavine, and with DeMar DeRozan. I think we are in agreement that Klay Thompson, if he doesn't play for the Miami Heat, he will play for the Dallas Mavericks. It'll be one of those two teams with, bigger chances of him coming to Miami. But when you talk about the other three guys, DeMar, Zach, and Steph, obviously the one that's most available and the one that makes the most sense today would be DeMar, because the other two are under contract.
Well, I have two more names before we get out of here to throw at you. Bradley Beal. Are you at all interested in Bradley Beal?
I would take a flyer on him at the minimum.
Would you take him over DeMar?
No. I would.
He has a better outside shot. I'm just worried about his health.
That's where I was going. And DeMar has shown that, he could be relied on. He had a fantastic year last year. I think he averaged 19 points.
He's more consistent than Zach Lavine also, because I like Zach Lavine, but I feel like Zach Lavine is hit or miss. He'll have some really bad games, some good games, where I feel like DeMar DeRozan is a guaranteed 18 a game. Guaranteed.
I agree, man. So, yeah,
last name that I throw at you. If Klay Thompson doesn't get bought out and we can't get a Klay, Cam Johnson, I think, is a great option. I came on here and I kind of compared him to Mike Miller, like a Mike Miller type player. I think Cam Johnson is underrated. I think he would do well here, playing off of Giannis and Bam. What would it take to get him? I'm not even sure how much his contract is, but I think it would take like a Jovic, probably something like that, because I do think Cam Johnson would be a great option to come over here if, like I said, we can't get a Klay Thompson. Johnson last year,
he's making $23 million this year, Danny. So you'd have to probably package up a Jovic and somebody else to get a Cam Johnson. I mean, I
He
would
shot
take
43% from three.
I would take him as well.
Mhm.
Over Cam Thomas, right? We're not talking about Cam Thomas here. So
No, Cam Johnson, not Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is a bucket, though, man. If I can get him for on a minimum, I would get him immediately.
absolutely not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. Now, I'm going to throw a name at you that if none of this works out, I would take a stab at, especially if you can get him, and that's Duncan Robinson. I think Duncan Robinson would do very well with
But
this type of team. I know
I
he's
heard
under
he wants to keep
contract.
him.
Well, we don't know, man. We don't know if they want to keep him. We don't know that yet.
Well, it's August, so unfortunately in August is when kind of like NBA executives, everybody goes on vacation. So like, I feel like in the next couple of weeks, it's gonna get really quiet. We're not gonna hear a lot until towards the end of August, beginning of September, right before training camp starts again. So
Danny,
it's unfortunate. What's up?
you know what's wild? I'm looking up just because I was curious. You know, the Pistons have the lowest salary of all teams in the NBA.
Wow, and they were the top team in the East last year.
Pistons are 30 out of 30 teams when it comes to salary in the NBA. The Heat are at 16, just under 200 million committed for this upcoming season. The Pistons only 136 million.
And you know, Jalen Duren is still a free agent, right?
He is. He
And
is.
they refuse to pay him.
I know. Well, Cade Cunningham makes 50 million, and there's the next person is John Collins, who makes 17 million on their team.
Oh, John Collins is right.
Wow. Do you want to know another fun fact?
Huh.
Since we're here talking about numbers, you know who the number one NBA agent is in terms of contracts and salaries?
It's not Rich Paul, is it?
It is, man. It is Rich Paul. Rich Paul has 41 contracts currently under his name.
You know, Vlad Golden is one of his people.
Really? Vlad Golden is a Rich Paul guy?
Isn't that random?
It is, man. It is. That's
Vlad
pretty
Golden
cool.
is
He can say, "Hey, my agent is LeBron's agent."
Yeah, exactly. Zach Lavine, I believe, is a Rich Paul guy also. So that's why he had to keep playing nice with Rich Paul and LeBron and everybody, because they got to make sure that they don't mess up that relationship, because Zach Lavine is also a Rich Paul guy. So
that would make some sense, man. That would make some sense, man. The Kings probably want to shed some money, man. They're not a very good team, and they have a pretty high salary cap. Now, Zach Lavine makes 49 million. You know, that he could definitely package a couple of guys into that and pull something off.
And the Kings have a new front office, I guess is the best way to put it. Like they have like a new head, new people running the kind of the operations. So I'm sure that they want to start over. So I definitely could see Zach Lavine getting bought out, but because they already shed so much salary with DeMar DeRozan and stuff, they could also keep him if they wanted to. So it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't gamble as much as I would like Zach Lavine. I wouldn't gamble. I would go with DeMar DeRozan. And if you can't get Klay Thompson, I would go with a Cam Johnson. But we'll see. Like I said, unfortunately, I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be kind of quiet. I think everybody's out in Europe and enjoying their rich millionaire lives. And we'll be here poor and talking about the rich millionaires in the coming days.
Look, the last rumor that I read on Zach Lavine is a quote saying they've been honest with Zach and said, look, all bets are off if you opt in. We as a franchise have to make a business decision with regards to you. And if he's going to get bought out, it should happen now, because after this, it's not advantageous to anybody. So, get your sirens out, man. We might have some movement over the next couple weeks.
No, he has to buy. He has to.
We're definitely going to get the schedule over the next couple weeks. And I'm looking forward to that Philly Knicks game, Madison Square Garden on opening night.
100%.
And maybe Heat Bucks. I hope they don't give us magic on opening night.
You know what's funny is that LeBron can walk to Madison Square Garden because he's going to be living like a block away.
He can walk to work when his team plays away, but he has to take a helicopter when they're home. That's wild. And honestly, with the whole Kobe thing, I don't understand why he would want to be taking
everybody's thinking the same thing.
A helicopter.
Yeah, everybody's thinking the same thing. Once everybody heard that, everybody thought the same thing, unfortunately. Hopefully nothing happens like that. But yeah, I my understanding is that he wanted to be a Knick. Can you believe that? He wanted to, because he wanted to live in New York.
Yeah, but why would anybody want to wear those ugly colors, man? Blue and orange.
Uh,
They don't go together. They don't go together for the Gators. They don't go together for the Mets. They don't go together for the Knicks. They don't go together for anybody. Not even
trying to
for the
think of a
Broncos.
team.
Blue and
The,
orange
I-
ain't
the
nice.
Islanders either. No, a
No.
good blue and orange team. I can't think of any actually.
None. And all their fan bases are just awful.
Terrible. Those are your final words.
Those are my final words.
All right. If you're listening on audio, we appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave us 5 stars and a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe, and we will be back whenever something breaks. But I will tell you, not this week, but next Wednesday or Thursday. They haven't announced it yet, but if going based off of the last 5 to 10 years, the second Wednesday, Thursday of each August is when the NBA schedule releases. So whatever day that is, I think it's like the 13th or so. You could bet that that's when the schedule is going to release. So get ready, about 10 days away from the NBA schedule release. So that should be fun.
Yeah, and you can bet that we're going to be on here talking about it. I'm telling you, I really don't hope. I really hope we don't get a Heat Magic opening night. I hope it's Heat Bucks or I don't know, somebody else. Make it interesting.
I just want a Christmas Day game. That's what I want.
I'm not going to be here, so maybe I'll give you my tickets.
Yes, please, because that's what I want. I want a Christmas Day game. Like, I think it sucks that we haven't gotten Christmas Day games. And give us Christmas Day jerseys again.
You heard that, Silver. You heard that, Silver. Listen to Danny Granada. Give us Christmas Day jerseys.
So until the next one, have a good one.